What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Rips Card Rips. It is Friday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We are ready to rip 24 Heritage Major League Baseball. Full case break. This was a pick your player format break listed on eBay. Auctions ended around 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We are live on Instagram and on YouTube. It is 10:29 here on the East Coast. We'll get started here in about 2 minutes. EH is here. Pete Pence is here. Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great start to the weekend. We're going to get started promptly tonight at 10:30. If you have any questions over the course of the break, please let me know. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning customer, welcome back. We'll rip the full case. We will do a full recap of all the hits at the end, and we'll get them shipped out to you within a couple of business days. As always, congratulations to Freddie Peralta on another great outing today. If you are watching the live and you think we miss an image variation or any of the variations, please let me know as soon as you see it. I am not an expert on this product. There are so many damn different variations that there's no way to catch them. Either way, all cards will ship. It's a team effort to make sure we catch them in the live, but either way, they'll all ship to you either way. But if you see one or you think I go past one, just let me know. We'll go right back. We'll try to catch it. There are, black and white photo variations, throwback uniform variations. There's so many different variations here. So if you see one, just let me know down in the comments. We'll go back. We'll try to make sure we catch it. Viper, what's up? Tracy, what's up? Brantley, what's up? It's 10:30 on the East Coast. We're going to get started here in about 2 minutes. I'm going to pop the case now, and we'll get ready to go in about 2 minutes. First things first, there are dual and quad player cards. This is a 12-sided die. I'm going to roll this. This is going to tell us who's going to get those cards. So for the 2 player cards, if this lands 1 through 6, the player on the left or the top will get those cards. If it is 7 through 12, the player on the right or the bottom will get them. For the quad cards, 1 through 3, top left, 4 through 6, top right, 7 through 9, bottom left, 10 through 12, bottom right. Here we go. That is a 9. So the player on the right or the top will get the dual cards, and the bottom left will get any of the quad cards. That's the way that goes. If there were any numbered duals or quads, which I'm not even sure is possible in this, they will get randomized at the end of the break. Travis is here. You got Yelly today. Nice. Hopefully we see something. All right. It's 10:31. I'm going to pop this case. We're going to get going. Probably about an hour and a half in the live. Good luck, good luck, good luck. This is my last case of this. If you guys love baseball and love watching me rip products that I actually know something about, we're going to be ripping 5 cases of Topps Chrome Black Baseball. First auctions went up today. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday on those. So if you want to hang out next week and not listen to me rip something I know nothing about, like this product, we'll see you then. Heritage Baseball has been a journey for me. I've never ripped it before. Last night's case, I don't know, 2 autos and an entire case, just not my thing. So hopefully tonight's case is loaded, but I know a lot of people love this product. Cards are good looking, but I'm usually somebody who likes a little more action than just 2 autos and an entire case. So hopefully this case delivers. Here we go. I think there'll be 2 and 2 EH, 2 player, 2 team, something like that. I haven't quite decided yet. It's a pretty easy. It's like 175 by player, so probably, I don't know, could be all player. We'll see. Stay tuned on that. I haven't decided. I've only listed 2. All right, 12 boxes. Good luck. Could be 2 and 2. Could be all player. I don't know. Again, congratulations to Freddie Peralta on another win, and congratulations to me for betting the Brewers today because Eric said so. I also bet my Cavs -3 tonight for just about everything I had in my account. Just had a gut feeling. They won by 9. So we're having a good day. Hopefully you guys are having a great Friday. Welcome to Rips Card Rips. Here we go. Oh, I forgot they threw these in here. Ray Sadecki. We'll random these off at the end. Last night we randomed them off to a bunch of different spots. Tonight, one spot will get all of these. These are buyback stamped cards from the original year that they didn't put on the checklist, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But they're in here, so someone's going to get them. Here we go. Hopefully tonight's case is better than last night's. Can't get much worse in terms of autos. Although I say that kind of over case, paid your car insurance. With the car I saw you driving, your car insurance probably isn't all that cheap. Again, if you guys see something I don't, Joey Meneses, Justin Steele, if you see an image variation or something that I don't catch, which is more than likely going to happen because I don't rip this stuff all that often, just let me know. We'll go back. Either way, all cards do ship, so you're going to get the cards either way. And I will catch any image variations during the sort. I always do. We did in Stadium Club. But if you see one you want me to go back on, just let me know. Usually the hits are in the card 8 spot, like that one. Cobb, SP, McCarthy. We show every card, we ship every card. We try to get through this in about an hour and a half. So not as fast as humanly possible, but we make sure you can see all the cards. Luis Campusano, SP. For a college kid, EH, you drive some nice cars. I feel like I saw an old car you used to drive that was pretty nice, if I remember right. Dom Smith. He'll fight you too, Dominic Smith will. Who's ready for UFC 300 tomorrow night? I am. Who's ready for that? I can't wait. Uvalde. Duels. Bruhan. I think we pulled, what, 8 or 10 chrome cards last night? I'd really like to see some chrome out of this. 105. That's still a nice car for a kid your age. I drove like a... There's Dom Smith short print again. I drove like a Toyota Camry from 1986 when I was in high school. Scooble. Evan Carter on the back. When I was in college, I drove a Honda Accord, which I carried through for years after college. Otani highlights, dual insert on the back. No action so far. A couple of the white borders. Those seem to fall 2 or 3 per box. Corey Lee. G. Springer. Again, welcome to Rips Card Rips. It's not the world's most exciting product, but if you bought into this break, you love it, and I'm happy to be ripping it for you. Hopefully we catch you something again. Last night's case was not all that exciting. Just 2 autos, no numbered relics. Our lowest numbered chrome was to 75, so just not really a real exciting case. So hopefully tonight's is the opposite. Woodruff, Jordan Walker, Max Fried. Walker, Bueller, William Contreras, Eric, 2 in a row. This one's a little different relic for you. I assume you have this spot. I don't know for sure, but my assumption is that you do. Little different relic. You're going to have them all by the end of this. All right. Let me get my sorting spots on the tables. There we go. Pinstripe. A little pinstripe action. Bo, Dominguez, Nolan Gorman, D. Sweet, Austin Hayes, SP. Wow. How much did you bet at plus 3,000? $100? You got to have at least 100. Max Kepler. Michael Rucker. You have $100 on it? Or do you have more than that? Are you that? How crazy are you? Henry Davis at a 999 chrome. Nice one for the Henry Davis spot. All right. Good start. Jeez, oh man, 300 total in. That's nice. It's good. He looks good. It'll help if they're a good team, which they are right now. It's always hard to win the Cy Young on an absolute crap team, so it's nice that they're scoring some runs. That helps. Good for you. You know there's a site where you could sell those tickets if you wanted to. I forget what it's called. My buddy does it all the time. He bets futures, and then he sells them if they look good. Like, he had a bunch of Lions tickets to win the NFC and sold them all off right before. Stu Fairchild sold them all off right before the 49ers game. He actually about had a heart attack at halftime of that game when he thought they were going to win. And he was like, man, I sold them too soon. I was like, no, you didn't. The Lions stink. I think the Lions under is going to be one of my favorite futures to play this year. Oh, people are going to be so high on them. I mean, they couldn't have possibly had a better scenario last year. Jared Goff outperforming himself. Oh, man. Such an easy under. Yeah, you got to ride with him. You're not in it for the money. Bailey Falter, SP. All right, we got a relic, a chrome, a couple white borders. Boring box altogether, I would say. And Craig Kimbrell. You got the Henry Davis spot. You're off to a good start. Giancarlo Stanton and Abreu. Okay. Box 2. Falcons are under at 9.5. The Bucks will beat them twice. Jordan Lawler. Box Toppa. Bucks will beat them twice. Probably rather easily, too. Saints will beat them once, and I don't know what their out-of-division is. I just don't know who they really beat other than Carolina, and I don't really see the Falcons being that much better than Carolina, honestly. I don't think Kirk Cousins is good. I don't think he improves them all that much. And you have no idea what version of Kirk Cousins you're getting. No idea. Falcons paid him a lot of money. They're going to find out how bad their general manager is. What's the Buccaneers over-under at? It's got to be 9.5 as well. 10.5. They're going to get a first-place schedule, so they're going to have to play the 49ers, the Cowboys. Who won the other NFC division? Was it the Packers? Oops. League leaders. 49ers, Cowboys, Packers. Was that it? Austin Meadows. Christo, what's up? 7.5. I would bet every cent of my life savings. If anybody wants action on that, I'll take Tampa over 7.5. Wow, is that a bad line? Last year it was 5.5. Oh, last year was 5.5. They'll win. Their odds got to be great to win the division too. They're the best team in that division by a wide margin, and they have the best quarterback in that division by a wide margin. Oh, that's such easy money. I gotta have my buddy bet that for me though, because I don't like having to lay that much money and wait on it on DraftKings. I'd much rather have that be a bookie bet. That actually might be the worst line I've ever seen in my life. They just dominated that division last year. They got every piece back. Their GM drafts better than anyone in that division. Arguably drafts better than anyone in the NFL or the history of the NFL. Plus 300. Whew. Atlanta's so bad. They're so bad. Woodruff. Julio. Kirk Cousins does not make them better. He really doesn't. Kirk Cousins could barely learn the offense last year. He literally didn't know the offense going in. Did you watch the quarterback show? He couldn't figure out a new offense. Couldn't figure it out. Never looked right last year. Now he's got to learn another one, coming off Achilles surgery. Good luck. Good luck with that bet. Good luck with that, Falcons fans. Oh, you guys can timestamp this. Send it to whatever you want. The Falcons will not win that division. The Falcons will come in third or worse in that division. That's my prediction. Bucks, Saints, Falcons. And the Falcons actually could finish last in that division, depending on what the Panthers do. Bills at 10.5. Bills will win 10.5 games. They'll win 11. They have a top 3 quarterback in the league. That's low. They got rid of a cancer, too. Oswald Peraza, CJ Cron, Peraza relic. Getting rid of Stephon Diggs is better for them than keeping Stephon Diggs. There's a reason why they shipped him off for nothing. And I like Stephon Diggs. I think he's a top 5 receiver in the league, but unfortunately he's not a let's win the game guy. He's a let's get me 11 targets guy. And unfortunately, you just don't win with those guys. Well, they're going to beat the Patriots twice. They're the worst team in football with no talent. Dolphins, they beat them twice last year. They'll beat them at least once this year, so in their division. Who are you worried about in their division, Ian? You worried about the Jets? You think Aaron Rodgers at my age is going to come back and all of a sudden be dominant with no offensive line and no wide receivers other than Garrett Wilson? They'll win 5 of 6 division games. They'll win 11 or 12 games. Seems low to me. What's up? How about you talk about baseball? Somebody brought up football on the Instagram. I'll just talk about whatever I want to. Mike Langlois. Yes, it is a baseball card break, but I will just go ahead and talk about whatever I want. Appreciate you, man. Sawinski, Cade Marlowe. Somebody on YouTube, angry, telling me I should talk about baseball. Just interacting with people that break here all the time, my man. Appreciate you. Thanks so much. Colton Cowser. Otani. Jake Cave. Ellie De La Cruz. Jordan Adams. Hunter Brown, Horwitz, Willie, Dean Kramer, white border. They always are, Eric. They always are. Jose Ramirez. Again, if anybody spots a variation that I don't see, which I don't break this product all that often, just let me know down in the comments. We'll go back to it. All cards do ship. So you'll get them either way. Here's a Quinn Priester. The red always tricks me on the refractors on those chromes. Julian, SP, and Curtis Mead. Whenever I see red on the top of any Topps product, I always think it's going to be out of 5. 850 out of 999. Here we go. Luis Arise, JP Sears, Pete Crow on the back. The next comment is we can talk about how bad Jackson Holiday is. Hey, people like to buy at peak. All these prospects, people love to buy at peak. Ellie hit a home run tonight against the White Sox. I don't know what Collect X is. Jim Palmer is our box loader in box 3. I've never heard of Collect X, actually. If it's something like Whatnot, no, I don't mess around with Whatnot. Or any of those apps, the new apps where everybody just swears and doesn't ship you their cards. No, I don't do that. I just open them, send them to you safely and securely, and avoid all the nonsense. Austin Meadows. I agree, 0 interest in anybody's football opinion. Well, good for you, man. You don't have to have any interest. Mackenzie Gore, Bobby Miller. Yeah, it's wild. It is wild. For a long time, I almost didn't go onto YouTube. Nolan Shanuel. White border, but a lot of people like to watch on YouTube, so you can post all your cards. Shows real-time value. Well, real-time value, there's no such thing as real-time value. Like that's not an actual thing because there's no value. A card is worth what someone will pay you for it. A card is not worth like a number that a book or an app or anything tells you it's worth. It's worth what another human will pay you for it. So that's why people go off comps. So like all these people that are trying to get into the app business and trying to create something, like they're all failing. Every one of these apps is an absolute disaster. There's not a single app that's become successful in terms of that aspect of it. Like trying to give you stats on your cards. Like nobody, like there's no such thing. And so that's actually, it's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Here's real-time value. I'm like, okay. So when you click, like you post your card, it's worth $20. Is someone going to give you $20 for it? Or are they telling you like that's what some arbitrary human thinks it's worth at that set moment in time? So then that app is then giving that human like a set of value that they don't actually deserve. Yeah, so like all I'm saying is a card doesn't have a set value at any particular moment of time. Giancarlo Stanton. A card is only worth what someone will give you for it. I learned that at about 7 years old at a card show. I looked in the Beckett catalog at the time. There's an Oswaldo Cabrera white border. And I was like, ooh, this card is worth $30. And I walked up to a table at a show and I said, Mr. Dealer, this card is worth $30. I'd like to trade this to you for that $30 card. And he said, I'll give you 20. I said, well, this magazine says it's worth 30. And he said, I'll pass. And I turned around to my dad and my dad said, that card's not worth $30, bud, because that guy won't give you $30 for it. So it's interesting, but yeah. Everybody's trying to create all these different new age apps. I can't remember a single one that's been successful. Just got to get out there. Got to try selling stuff. Cards are worth, it's funny, some cards are worth more than comps because you got to find the right buyer. Somebody wants a card out of 5. Nice no-hitter card there. Somebody wants a card out of 5 more than the last comp goes for because they need it to complete a rainbow or because that's their favorite player. So who knows? Tanner Bybee, Seiya Suzuki. It's Friday night. Sometimes I get rambling. If you don't like it, you can hit the mute button. But we like to chat, engage with the crowd. Usually Instagram's a little, yeah, Eric overpays for Freddie Peralta cards all the time. It's his favorite player. If you hit a Freddie Peralta card numbered to 5, you may look on eBay and it may say, the last sold went for $80. Eric might pay you $125 for it. Have you found Dwayne Edgar? He is my PE coach. He played for the Yankees. He was on Swamp People. No, I haven't. I've never seen Swamp People either, but I am aware of the show. There's Fujinami and Jared Triolo. Forest Wall. Ooh, Adley. Clubhouse Collection. It's a nice one. Not numbered. Adley Relic. All right, we're 3 for 3 on relics. What is Swamp People? I'm not really sure. It was like a reality show, but like, what is that? The people that catch like catfish and stuff? Like they just with their bare hands, if I remember the preview right. Harrison Bader, Salvi Perez. Andrew Abbott. I wonder if that's a variation of some sort in that spot. Bradish looks different than the other Andrew Abbotts I've seen. Not sure if there's a way to find out. You guys will let me know. Corbin Carroll insert Shanuel. Yepez. Brian Bello. Taylor Ward. Stephen Kwan. Black border of Seth Lugo. Hassan Kim. All right, not a lot of action so far, just like last night. 3 boxes in. Not a lot of action. Let's see if we can pick it up as we enter the second quadrant of the case. Here we go. Where the card number is on the back, really tiny to read. I think that says color. So is that a variation? There is something above the number on the back there. I think it says color. My eyes are not great through the lens. Color swap? Maybe that's a color swap. Yeah, that's probably a color swap, right? Yeah, they make this real difficult. Andrew Abbott, color swap. All right, we caught that one. Thank you, Lowell. Thank you, John P. Again, I don't rip this stuff all that often, so all the help I can get on making sure we recognize the hits during the break. Either way, you're going to get them all. Stadium Club, we found a few in the sort that we didn't catch during the live. We ship them all. You're going to get all the cards. Most people are going to get extra cards as well. It's just how we do it here. But it's like one of those products where unless you rip this all the time, or you've ripped enough of it to know, it is a good-looking card for a great young player. He pitched well tonight. Pitched well tonight against the Sox. That was an easy bet. Mitch Keller, Bassett. Well, that's a good way to know. Now I can double-check those. John P., I like that. That's a selfless plug on the players you're looking for going forward for your help. I like that. Strong move. I like that. Severino, Rucker. I'm a big Andrew Abbott fan. I've got a nice little collection of his stuff here at the house. Although I like to collect pitchers. Lane Ramsey, white border. Freddie Peralta did pitch well tonight. You're right. I really wanted to bet. I wanted to bet against Yamamoto in the late game, but I didn't. I thought about it. Had a pretty good day. Just, I don't know. The pods just don't score. That's awesome, Nick. It's a great way to grow up. I grew up visiting other collectible shops, but I think that would be really cool. I think that would be really cool to grow up with a family that owned a collectible shop. It's a cool business. Matt Vierling, Chris Bryant. Brian De La Cruz. Chris Powell, what's up? Mike Trout, Emmett Sheehan. William Contreras. Did you hold any of those cards that you guys had from all those years? You had to come across a lot of Jordan rookies. Brian Rocchio, Francisco Lindor. 2 homers off Yamamoto tonight, of course. So I didn't bet it. Of course. Joe Kelly, Max Meyer, white border. Are they winning the game? You had to come across a lot of Jordan stuff if you had a family that owned a shop for 23 years. Jordan rookies, I remember. So I grew up in 80. I was born in 82. I was collecting cards from like 88 to 98 as a kid with my dad going to shows and stuff. And I remember we were buying Griffey rookies raw for like $50 at the time. but I remember Jordan Raw rookies, like perfectly centered, really good looking ones. Of course, in like the screw down cases, which probably mangled them. But they were like $400 or $500. It's like, man, if we had the foresight to... Oh, good, Eric. Thank you. That made my night. Henry Davis. I wonder if that's something special that doesn't. Yep. Image variation. Henry Davis. Is an easy one to tell because there's another Henry Davis over there. That's awesome. Someone finally told me how to figure out the variations in this. Love you guys. Perfect. Dodging. That makes me feel better about not betting it. Henry Davis image variation. Henry Davis is dominating the board so far. I remember the Jordans were like $500 for like perfectly centered ones. It's like if we had the foresight to buy every one of those, just sit on them for 20 years, get them graded. Whew. I'm sure somebody did. I'm sure plenty of people did. They were everywhere. Yoshida, Perdomo, Jason Dominguez. Well, I'm glad you get to hang out here tonight. I hope all is well in your life. Always wish the best for everybody. I'm sure those are some great memories and maybe some bad ones at the same time, but glad to see you're here and doing well. Yeah, Lowell, if you think I missed one, let me know. I'm happy to go back. Here's a Chris Bryant bat relic. Bryce Jarvis. I'll double check as I sort and ship, but either way, you'll get all the cards. I found a Bryce Harper in Stadium Club that like nobody caught, and it was like such an easy catch. Like as I was sorting, I'm like, oh my God, this looks nothing like the rest of the Bryce Harpers. But unfortunately, unless you're a breaker that breaks this stuff all the time or a collector that opens this is a difficult product to figure out what's what. Like flip stock, no idea what that is. No idea. Patrick Sandoval, Zach Wheeler. Numbered what, Chris? Riley Adams, Jose Abreu. We're going to try. No autos yet, so. We shall see. Trey Cabbage. Bryant Relic numbered? I don't believe so, but give me a second to double check. Patino, Altuve. Bryant Relic's not numbered. Just a base bat relic. Oh, yeah, it is actually. 58 out of 99. Hand numbered. Man, I'm not used to that. 58 out of 99. It's pretty cool. Sweet. Actually, that makes me wonder any of these other ones. Yeah, Adley was also hand numbered 4 of 99. Adley was hand numbered. Again, I don't rip this stuff all the time, so forgive me. Those are both numbered. No, yours is not numbered. Sunburst pattern is a giveaway. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Just happened to grab a couple cases of this because I knew some of our regulars wanted to see it. Learn it as I go. So I appreciate all the feedback, positive or negative. Just let me know what I'm looking for. I'm usually pretty good at figuring it out once you tell me. I follow instructions pretty well. All right, 4 boxes in. No autos yet. It's time for some autos. Only 1 chrome card, too, right? Or maybe 2. Henry Davis and 1 other. So it would be nice to see some more of those. Cy Acosta. Stamped. Throwback. Nick, I love that. All right. Love to see it. Flip stock, you can usually tell right away. It's face down in the pack. The back has gloss on the front. All right, good. Thank you. Lowell, last night our case only had 2, so and my buddy Eric over here on Instagram watched a bunch of recaps today and said he saw a bunch that only had 2, so I'd love to see 3 or 4. I would jump up and down for 3 or 4. Lamonte Wade Jr. 2 autos last night. Kerry Carpenter was not. 2 autos is not great for a case of anything. Even like Goodwin Champions has more autos than that, so hoping we catch some fire here. I'd love to see one of the red autos as well. Red inks. Giancarlo Stanton, 400th homer. Three's the average, yeah. Well, let's get a 4th tonight to average ours out. Chris Stratton, Emmett Sheehan. Stratton's a white border. Christopher, what's going on, man? How are you? You saw a 1 with 4. I'll take 1 with 4. Hunter Goodman. Freeman, Wheeler. Conforto. Man, I loved Conforto as a young prospect. Starting to figure it out a little bit, but been much of a disappointment, unfortunately, so far. Loved him coming up with the Mets organization. Loved him in DFS a while ago. I slow roll high-end stuff that's only got a couple of cards. So, like, when we rip a case that's got 27 cards in it, I usually try to make it not last 30 seconds for the break. But with stuff like this, I know you guys don't want to sit here for 3 hours watching me rip this and listen to me yap about football or baseball or basketball. So I try to get through it. We show every card. We ship every card. But there's also a time component to it for you guys where you've got your attention. Otherwise, if you sit here for 3.5 hours and sleeve and top load every card during the break, you're just going to come back and watch the recap anyway. I think we got some chrome in here. Yeah, we do. Nemo, Anthony Volpe at a 575, and an Ohtani white border. Nice pack there. You need gambling advice for 3 hours? I can give you some Masters matchups for tomorrow. I don't know them yet, but that's what I'll do after this before I go to bed, and then I got to get up. And Saturdays, I traditionally take my kids to Dunkin' first thing in the morning, and I let my wife sleep in. So get the bets in tonight for the Masters matchups for tomorrow. I only had to travel 2 days for work this week, so it's been a light week for me. My wife is a teacher, so I like to let her sleep in on Saturdays if I can. So me and the boys will go to Dunkin'. We'll watch golf in the morning. We'll get your cards out to you by Monday. You got 15 on Scheffler. All right. It's probably the right bet. I like Homa. I like Max Homa. At the current odds, Scheffler's the obvious favorite. But I think there's some value in Homa. I've watched every shot he's hit this week because I watched him play with Tiger, and Homa didn't miss many shots, man. Didn't miss many shots. Seems ready for the moment. He's a better putter, and he has a better short game than Scheffler, so. Yep, a lot of sharp money came in on Tiger to miss the cut, and I also, that's a black and white image variation of Carlos Rodon. Caught that one. She teaches kindergarten. Yes. Rodon, black and white variation. I caught one. The breaker's not the worst. He's not the best. He's not the worst. Caught one in the live. Caught that last night, too. Steele, Arcia. Yeah, just sports. And I don't rip stuff that I don't watch. So, usually, we're a big baseball, we're a big WWE, we're a big UFC. I don't rip much football because the cost of the boxes is so high. I just don't really mess with it. feel like it's usually a bad rip for the customers too at those costs and what people pay to get in. So it's just not my thing. But we're a big baseball, WWE, and UFC. So baseball and combat sports. But I talk football a lot because it's my favorite sport besides golf. But yeah, I don't do Pokemon or any of that stuff. I just don't. It was never my thing, so I don't like to open stuff. Like even this for me, like I don't know all the variations and stuff. Like every other baseball product I know, I'm knowledgeable about. This is the first one for me in a long time where I'm just clueless. So you guys are guiding me through it, and I appreciate it. Alec Bohm, Woodruff, Canzone. Bryce Harper. Heston. Henderson. Duel. Scott, what's up? Comic, what's up? Corey, what's up? Jason DeLay, Josiah Gray, Adley. I've pulled about 5 million Josiah Gray autos in my time. Chris, what's up? Romano. Kyle Harrison, red ink auto. 5 of 75. Congrats to the Kyle Harrison spot. Hand numbered 5 of 75. Nice. I like Kyle Harrison too. Oh, let's go that way. So Henry Davis and Kyle Harrison. Kyle Harrison, first red ink auto. Logan Webb on the back. Luis Gil, yeah. Bucks win side total. Also, how about my Texans to win more than Tampa Bay? All you Texans fans are all, yeah, it's a great auto. All you Texans fans are pretty excited going into this year. You guys are all in. All in. You got Stephon Diggs. You still got no defense. Still got no defense, and now you got defensive coordinators with an entire year of film to watch on CJ. And I like CJ Stroud. I'm a Buckeyes fan. I was a big, if you go back on my channel, I told everybody who would listen CJ Stroud was the best quarterback in this draft, and it wasn't close. Having said that, I think the Texans will be a massive disappointment this year. Best case scenario, they make the playoffs, lose in the first round. But it's just my opinion. That's why everyone's entitled to their own. Doesn't mean it's right. But no, I'm not going to bet. I'm not going to bet the Bucks win total against the Texans. I think the Jaguars stink. I think the Colts stink. I think both their quarterbacks stink. Yes, I'm talking about Trevor Lawrence and Anthony Richardson. So yeah, it's a complete coin flip in both those divisions. Nathaniel Lau, but I like CJ Stroud a lot. I love that they went out and got him an elite receiver. I think it's huge. I think it's huge for the development of him. I think he could very well take the next step. I just don't think in an AFC full of teams who play grinded out defense and can run the ball, and then you've obviously got Kansas City as well who can do whatever it takes to win every game. I just don't think I don't think getting Stephon Diggs really bumps them into that top tier, but that's just my opinion. Adley Rutschman. But that's why I like talking about sports, is because so many people are so strong in their opinions that like they can't, have a conversation. It's like, it's just what I think. That's what my eyes tell me. Christian Encarnacion Strand, 575. Mike Langlois, you're so interested in getting me going on baseball. Nobody's really asking any baseball questions. Who's going to win the MVP? I don't know. We're, 10 games in? I don't know. Not Ellie De La Cruz. I don't think he's going to win the MVP. I don't think anyone on the Cubs is going to win the MVP or the World Series. Austin Riley. I got a lot of baseball opinions on players I love. I'm a Guardians fan. I think Stephen Kwan is absolutely phenomenal and one of the most underrated players in baseball, as is Jose Ramirez. But Nobody's really asking me about baseball. I just respond to what people are asking about. That's all. If you have a specific question, just let me know. Happy to chat about it. Mike, this is my channel. That's what you keep missing. So, again, my friend, I will respond to everybody however I want to. There's plenty of breakers out there. If you want to buy into a breakers channel that's going to sit here and just rattle off baseball stats to you all night, that's your prerogative, my friend. Go right ahead. Here at Rips Card Rips, we talk about whatever the channel wants to talk about. And that's how it'll be going forward. It doesn't change. Eli Morgan. Mike, do you live in Cleveland? You were a season ticket holder. Are you from Cleveland, Ohio? Joe Ryan, Kettle Marte. What's up, Phil? How's life, Phil? Haven't seen you in a couple days. You got your fin in, I see. I love to see that. It got there. Sorry, it took me a couple days to get that one shipped. You want to hear every one of them? I don't really have that many. Honestly, baseball is the sport has been my longest love, but it's the one that I have 2 toddlers with baseball games starting at 7:05 or 6:05 here in Cleveland. I don't get to watch as much baseball as I would like unless they're on the West Coast. I watch a ton of Cavs basketball. I watched the Cavs tonight. The Guards. I don't know. I really like, what's his name? What's the kid that's coming up in the minors? I can't think of his name right. DeLauder. I like Chase DeLauder a lot. I like DeLauder. 95 through 99. It's the best era to ever. This is the best era to ever be an Indians or Guardians fan. At the time, they were the Indians. It's some of the best rosters ever put together. Mike, can you name the 95 Indians roster? Give me 1 through 5. Don't look it up. Ready, go. I'll start it for you. Lofton, Vizquel. Give me 3 through 5. Give me 3 through 5. Lofton, Vizquel was 1 and 2. Who's your favorite table tennis player? I love to watch ping pong on TV, but I don't know any of their names. Tanner Bybee, Corey Julks, TJ Friedel. Ryder Ryan. Desclafani. There's Shane Bieber. Mason Wynn. Bieber is not a short print. I thought it might be. Acuna Collector, what's up? Parker Meadows. Yelly. No auto or relic yet in this box. I think we got skunked on one last night. Yu Darvish. Verdugo. Kepler. Adolis. Eflin. Lofton, Vizquel. Okay, here we're 2 for 2. Can't miss the 3-hitter. It's one of the best 3-hitters of all time. Evan Carter, bang! There we go. Jordan Wicks. Look at those 2 autos in a row. A red and a blue. Ink. Evan Carter by Erga Bell, and that's where it gets, yeah, tell me good. After that, who was it? Can you give me the next 2? I think it kind of depended on who the DH was, but Ramirez was coming up there. Ramirez, Sorrento, Sandy Alomar. God, those lineups were absolutely nutso. And they never won a World Series. Yeah, Bayerga Bell told me was right. Paul Sorrento was in there. He usually batted 6th. And then it was like Ramirez, Alomar. God, what an insane team to not win a World Series. Mookie, Garrett Mitchell. All right, the half case picked up in those last two. Travis Hafner was a little bit later on. Yeah, Eddie Murray was on that team. That's right, Mike. Eddie Murray was on that team. He was on some of those teams. I'm not sure if he was on 95, but I know he was on like 96 or 97. All right, first half of the case down. Travis Hafner was like early 2000s wingmouth. He was fun to watch too. Del Unser. So we got 5 of these so far. 5 of them. I'm going to random these off at the end because they're not on the checklist. There's 5 so far. We're going to give them all to the same spot tonight rather than keeping the guys here to watch me. No, they had good pitchers, JG. They had good pitchers. They had Oral Hershiser towards the end of his career. They had Charlie Nagy, who was damn near a Cy Young candidate. They had Dennis Martinez, El Presidente. They had really good pitchers. They had Jarrett Wright towards the end. Like in 97, they had Jarrett Wright, who was really, really good. They just couldn't win. They were cursed. They were cursed. They couldn't win. They were so good. They were the best roster in the bigs. It wasn't even close. They never won. Mike Trout. Anything special? No. Bruhan. I have not. I'm not sure if he's on the checklist. You were -8, Eric. Oh, that makes me feel so old. Although I am old. So, I'm getting old. I love 95, 97 Indians conversations. They also ran into the Braves. It's Merrill Kelly. They also ran into the Braves, who had that was Maddox, Glavine, Smoltz, and Avery. David Justice, the crime dog. Who else was on that team? God, I can go back and name players all day. Who the hell was their leadoff hitter? Grissom, Marquise Grissom, Austin Riley. But yeah, they lost to the Braves. The only one that was really, like, losing to the Braves, the series was never close. Like, they weren't ready. They weren't ready. But when they lost to the Marlins, that was embarrassing. Merrill Kelly, Jason Dominguez. It was like Gary Sheffield, Craig Counsell. I don't even know who else was on that team, but it wasn't a good team. Yeah, Chipper was on that team. Jeez, oh man, not comparable to the Yanks pitching. Did the Yanks have a season where they had a better lineup than Maddox, Glavine, Smoltz, Avery? I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't know. They had a pretty good. They had what was his name? What was the closer? The closer was incredible. They had great middle relievers. I think they were cursed. I disagree with you, Mike. Now we're gonna wrap on baseball. I disagree. I think they were the better team. They were a heavy favorite against the Marlins. Heavy favorite. I think they were -325 in the series price. So I mean, Vegas had them as unbeatable there, and they lost Game 7. Class A. That'll go to the Bednar spot per the dice roll at the beginning of the break. Call him Greg. Is he a pitching coach there? Oh. I didn't read your above comment. Yeah, he's the one that got the game-winning hit, and I will forever not be a fan of his. Nick Pivetta, CJ Abrams. All right, well, name your Yankees pitching staff that was better. Name your 4 Yankees that were on the same roster that were better. I'm not talking about one more World Series because they had a better overall team. I'm telling you, we're talking name 4 pitchers that were simultaneously on the Yankees roster that were better than those 4. I'm listening. If you can throw them out there, I'm glad to listen. I can't remember a Yankees roster where they had 4 dominant starting pitchers, but maybe you do, and you'll teach me something. I'm excited. We got a refractor in here. Chrome refractor. Colton Cowser, nice one out of 375. I love that. Big Colton Cowser guy. Jose Mesa, thank you. Tony Fernandez was a great utility guy. Nice Cowser there. This case is already better than last night by a wide margin. JT, what's up? You're welcome, Lowell. I love Colton Cowser. I think he's very undervalued right now. Evan Carter, and I love the future. Love the future of the Orioles. I think they've got a great foundation. So in terms of card collecting, there's Andres Jimenez. In terms of collecting or reselling, I think he's got great value going into the future. Jimenez, Clubhouse Collections, does not appear to be numbered. And it isn't. Did he go yard tonight? I didn't see that in my perusing of the box scores. I was pretty intent on the second half of the Cavs game, yelling at the TV. Needed to get that home court spot to avenge what happened last year. Getting beat by the Knicks badly. Excited for the NBA playoffs. Did he hit one off of Freddie? It was Colton again. Spencer Strider with the nice stash. Javi Baez. Let's see if that's Strider. No, nothing special. I love that I now know where it tells you if it's a variation. That's great. As I finish the sort and ship from last night's case, I can double check all those now. Thank you, guys. Never underestimate the breaker that's not afraid to learn from the audience. You guys know way more than I do, and I always know that. Andrew Bellotti. All right, so we got 2 autos out of the first 7 boxes. 1 red ink. Carlos Correa, Yohan Moncada. Bryce Elder. First one off his slider all year, huh? And he took a yard. It's impressive. You should probably start buying his cards. Jordan Westberg. 5 boxes left to go. Hopefully you're enjoying yourselves. Again, thanks for joining the break. Thanks for the quick payments. We always appreciate it. George Brett. You've got them all, don't you? Is there another Freddie Super Collector, Eric? Is there someone you compete with for all his one-of-ones, or do you just get them all? All right, box 8. Outman. Matt Manning. That looks different. Nope. Adolis. Nick Allen. Salvia on the back. Bryce. Henderson. Bradish. Sleever, what's up? Fralick. Stratton. Soto. Shenuel. Freddie. Space. Kershaw. Fletcher. B. Marsh. Harrison Bader. Noelvi Marte. All right, you're back, JG Wynn. Cone, Andy Pettit, Roger Clemens, David Wells. That was end of career Clemens against Prime Maddox. The Braves have the best pitcher of the bunch. You may get the next two. It's close. It's definitely close. I don't know. Who are you taking? Audience. Taj Bradley. Uh-oh. Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton at a $9.99. Corbin Carroll. Nice. Giancarlo Stanton Chrome. Andy Pettit was a boss for a long time. David Cone I loved, but that was towards the end of his career when he was on the Yankees. Clemens was towards the end of his career. David Wells I was never a big fan of, but he was a really good junk pitcher. Obviously, Mariano Rivera was amazing. Well, I don't know. Ty France. I have no idea who that is, Eric. I think the Braves win in my book, but it's close. It's closer than I thought. David Hamilton, Reese Olson. I think Maddox, for me, is the best pitcher I ever saw. The circle change that he threw, nobody ever hit corners better than that guy. Pettit also, it's hard to, is he the best, does he have the best ERA, or is he just have the most wins losses, JG? Like when you say the best postseason pitcher of all time, is he better than Verlander? Like what gives him that stat? I'm not asking to be confrontational. I'm just asking how you got to that determination. Does he have the most wins? For me, I'd take the Braves because they have the best pitcher of all time, in my humble opinion. Is he like a sidearmer, Eric? Strider, Soto, Triolo. ERA and wins. Mike says Madison Bumgarner is the best, technically. Does Andy Pettit, can we get a fact check on that? Does Andy Pettit, how did I do the players not in the eBay auction? Were there any that were missed? I go right off the checklist. If I miss any, usually people reach out. But then I also have people I have regulars who will reach out and just buy all the unsold spots. We do all player breaks. So I have regulars who just buy all of them that don't sell. Nico Horner. So anybody who wasn't listed was an accident. There's 570 players on this checklist. So as I go through and list multiple breaks, every so often I just miss one. We never miss the big names, but every so often if we miss a middle of the pack name, usually someone will either message me and be like, hey, I don't see this spot. And then I just say, hey, it's yours on the house. But it's never intentional with any names that are missed. But anybody who's not listed would just be bought by one of my regulars who buys the unsold spots. Because there's plenty of spots. I think there was 550, and I think maybe 300 got sold. Joey Weimer. And then what I do with the rest of those cards is I use them for skunk spots. So any of the numbered stuff I send to people who don't hit, and then the rest go to... No, I don't always combine them. Sometimes I just miss them. John Gray, I think that's a black and white photo variation. And then I give the rest of the cards to my LCS to give to kids. So I don't keep any of the cards, no matter what. They always go to either people who skunk in a break. I send numbered cards or autos when I can. And if not, they go to the LCS and they give them away for free to kids to get them interested in the hobby. Or they break them out. And break them out by team, and then when kids come into my local LCS, they give them out. Ellie De La Cruz on the back. They give them out for free to continue getting kids interested in the hobby. It's always nice when you go to the local hobby shop and you get something for free, so that's what we do here. Mauricio Dubon, 19-11 ERA, 3.81, 183 strikeouts in 44 appearances. Gleyber Torres, Yankees, black border. Still got a hot box coming, is right. The hot box last night had an auto in it, so hopefully we get a third auto tonight. Freddie, Curtis Mead. I like Curtis Mead a lot as well. All right, we got 4 boxes left to go. I'm going to take a 30-second intermission. We'll be right back to finish the last 4 boxes. Thank you so much. We'll be right back. All right, we are back, ready to rip the final 4 cases. Again, welcome to Rips Card Rips. Hopefully you're enjoying yourselves tonight. We are entrenched in a nice postseason pitchers battle right here. Hot case. You don't have both spots, EH? I would love to see a hot case. I think I saw him. There's a nice Ellie box loader. Pulled one of these last night as well. I do have the correct top loaders to put those in, so those will ship to you nicely. I think I saw Leighton rip a case that had like a flip stock in every box. So that was cute. A lot of people hate on Leighton. I think they're the best in the business. I don't have a bad thing to say about them. Roger Clemens, 7 Cy Young. Well, a lot of people don't give him credit for any of that because they say the steroid stuff. What say you about that? What say you about that? Caminero, Harold Ramirez. Corey Clayton, Willie, Jordan Lawler, and Matty O. I remember Clemens used to like punch his arm. There's Robin Yount. He used to punch a barrel full of rice to gain arm strength. I was a pretty good pitcher back in the day in junior ball. Did the whole traveling stuff, playing 70 games a summer, and I remember my dad telling me that my dad's favorite pitcher to watch, his 2 favorite pitchers were Nolan Ryan and Roger Clemens, and he used to tell me, and we used to watch Roger Clemens' workout routine. It's pretty wild stuff. I always liked Roger Clemens. I feel like the steroid era, I don't know. I feel like it gets very controversial, but like Barry Bonds before steroids was easily a first ballot Hall of Famer before he started blasting home runs. Like, he was one of the greatest hitters of all time. It wasn't even debatable. He was a 40-40 guy. It was incredible. Before there were 40-40 guys. Ozzie Albies to 375. The fact that he's not, Mickey Moniak, the fact that he's not in the Hall of Fame, and he actually kind of fell off the face of the earth, which is wild to me. You never hear his name anymore. You don't see like public appearances. Like, he just carried on his life. But I'll tell you what, that Bonds, Sosa, McGuire era of SportsCenter zooming in every time they were about to hit a home run or every time they had an at bat, For everybody who argues against those guys and against that era, tell me a time where baseball has been more fun. I dare you. (2003). Who won it, Eric? Luciano. Sony launches in Japan. I will, actually. I'll watch it right after this break, Eric. I need something to watch. Probably watch the end of the basketball games that are still on. Sonny Gray. Casey Schmidt. A fun argument against the steroid era is, and I agree with you, I think Bonds, Clemens, I think McGuire, I think all those guys should be in the Hall of Fame. I think it was the best era of baseball ever. But there was also the era where guys, way back in the day, the Babe Ruths, those eras where, the rumors are that they drank beers, they did drugs in the locker room, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's no proof of it. It's a long time ago, but I love listening to, guys like Bill Burr when he's like, you don't think drugs could help you see a baseball better? Depending on which one. I don't know. I think every era's got their own, weird thing, but that, for me, was the most fun era of baseball ever. And if those guys were on steroids, I'm good with it. It was awesome. It was awesome to watch. And I really don't, for Barry Bonds, man, I don't even think he needed it. I guess the balls flew a little farther, but guy always was a top 5 hitter in baseball. And the best part about that dude is he swung a 32-inch bat. 32-28, if I remember right. And choked up on it. Most guys in the bigs swing a 34 to 36-inch bat. He swung a 32-inch bat and choked up on it. Lamonte Wade Jr., Gavin Williams. I think Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame. Gunnar Henderson. Everybody bets on sports from time to time. But Pete Rose's issue, I don't know. I feel like he could have gotten a second chance. Soroka. They were never talking about a pitch clock in that era because people were bored watching baseball, put it that way. There's your answer. There's your answer. Is nobody was arguing that baseball was boring and we need to speed up the games. Everyone was like, man, baseball's awesome. This is must-see TV. So that's the difference, in my opinion. Yasmani Grandal. It'll never get proven. It'll never get proven, Justin. It'll never get proven whether he was or wasn't. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really care if he was. Charlie Blackmon, bat relic. I don't really care if he was. If you can prove he was betting on his own games and throwing them, okay, that's a different story. But if he's betting on other teams, go ahead. I care less. It's a stupid rule. Why can't you bet on another team? You've seen all their weaknesses. What? Who cares? Same thing. These guys, these Vegas sharps, all they do is look for an edge. They've got insiders. You don't think that the sharps in Vegas know? No trainers and people on all these teams that are getting inside information? What's the difference? Just don't bet on your own games. Don't throw them. Don't bet on your own team. That should be the rule. Don't bet on a game you're involved in. Otherwise, do whatever the hell you want. I'm so tired of everybody telling everybody else what to do. Just do it. Do whatever the hell you want. Just don't throw the game. You don't think these guys that as soon as lines drop in Vegas, the sharps, I love that term, sharp money. You don't think those guys know something? You don't think they know everybody? You don't think they know? You don't think they know guys that know whether these guys that are listed as questionable or doubtful or probable, you don't think they know whether they're playing? Come on. There's edges to be had everywhere. As long as you're not throwing the game or impacting the outcome of the game, why can't you bet on it? Who cares? Who cares? Of course they do. It's no different. It's no different than politicians being able to, politicians on both sides being able to trade stocks. Like, it's the same thing. If politicians can buy and sell stocks where they may have insider information, why can't baseball players bet on baseball games? It would go along the same rules as like anything else. Like, it's just crazy. As long as you're not impacting the outcome of something because of your bet, go ahead. Do whatever you want. Ryder Ryan, white border. Again, anything you hear here is just my opinion. It doesn't mean it's fact. I'm not really that strong-willed. I just have my own opinions just like everybody else does. I love to have conversations. I love to talk to other people who have their own opinions. Sometimes it makes me wonder if mine is incorrect. That's what conversation is about. Bryce Terang, Jaws. We just had a shark birthday party for my 6-year-old. The backdrop was very similar to that. Of course they are. Do you know what kind of revenue they're generating from DraftKings? Brandon Drury, Dominic Canzone. Yeah, so they're telling the fans, bet, fantasy sports. But then they're telling the players, like, yeah, you can't. What did Calvin Ridley get? Calvin Ridley in the NFL got suspended for an entire year for betting a parlay that didn't involve his own team. I think he bet a $100 parlay, a $100 4-team parlay, while he was out for the year injured already. And he got suspended for a year. It's like, come on. What are we doing? Yeah, you try watching a football game. So, brought to you by FanDuel, sponsored by DraftKings. It's like, come on, these guys can't bet a game when they're on an off day? No, why not? Come on. It's all so hypocritical. So, you know what? If Ohtani was betting games, I don't care. As long as you can't go back like they did with Tim Donaghy and prove that they were determining the outcome of games, I don't care. That Tim Donaghy basketball documentary on Netflix where he like talked a lot during it, that was because I remember I still am a diehard basketball fan, but I remember watching that Lakers Kings series where you're just like, man, they are getting every single call here. You're like, something's got to be going on. And then you find out, like, wow, really something was going on. Like, usually, like, if you're having a crappy game and you're rooting for your team and the refs seem a little one-sided, you kind of blame the refs. You're like, the refs are out to get us today. Billy Williams. Auto. Nice one for the Billy Williams spot. But in those scenarios, those people were complaining and then, like, found out, like, holy crap, they actually were out to get us. They fixed the damn game. It was a whole crazy run. So still no hot box. We got 3 autos, which I'm personally stoked about. Can't believe it after last night's 2. Mason Wynn. Billy Willie. He's got a nice auto too. That's why I like the Hall of Famers, the vets. Take some pride in their auto. I do love Juan Soto's auto as well. Volpe's got one of the most beautiful autos I've ever seen. I love new, young players that take some pride in their auto. Don't just give me the 2 initials and move on. Texas has none of that? You don't have a single casino or sportsbook? Is that serious, JG? Man, I haven't been to Texas in a while. Actually, yeah, I have. I was there last year for a company conference, and I remember trying to enter a bet on DraftKings, and now that you bring it up, I couldn't get it in. That was super annoying. I remember I was like, what the hell is going on here? I can't bet here? I live in Ohio. That's so frustrating. They should let you bet. Brewers. Uh-oh. Brewers at a $9.99. Sal Frelick. Nice one. Chrome. Nice Sal. You don't like Derek Jeter's auto? I don't mind it. I respect Derek Jeter for what he did for the game. He was great. He's a Guardians fan, but I respect. Mariano Rivera does have a great signature. I agree. I agree. I like that some of the guys are embracing, putting inscriptions on. I love that Juan Soto did that with this. It makes it such a nice chase. But, like, every once in a while, why not write, like, something negative about your rival team or just something to make one of your autos more appealing than the others? You're welcome, John P. Harold Ramirez, white border. I guess I don't really have a strong opinion on his auto, Eric. I've only pulled one of them. I feel like I enjoyed it when I pulled the auto, but I don't think I loved or hated the auto. I feel like it's a lot of scribbling. Anthony Volpe's definitely got my favorite current player auto. It's not even close, actually. Isaac Paredes. Garrett Mitchell. Raleigh Fingers has a cool auto. There's a lot of cool autos. Ken Griffey Jr.'s got a great auto. Lance Lynn Arcia. Yelly Bo Bichette. 2 boxes to go. Should have a hot box here coming. Maybe we get a 4th auto to make up for last night's crappy case. Maybe we get a 4th auto. Come on now. Again, thanks, guys, for keeping the chat entertaining. I always appreciate it. Always appreciate it. I joined some breaks myself. I always like it when there's a good conversation going. It's very entertaining. Adley Rutschman. It's always the chat that's entertaining. You guys have been great tonight. Appreciate you. Empty box. Number 11. It's not a real casino if they don't have table games. That's always my opinion. If it's just slots, that's not a casino. That doesn't count. I don't know if I've ever pulled a Miguel Cabrera auto. Yeah, I did once earlier this year. Once. In 3 years of doing this and ripping 4 or 5 nights a week, always buy full cases for the most part. Senga, I just pulled our first live Mike Trout auto recently. Yeah, Heritage always has that retro feel. They feel like they're from the 80s as well. Connor Joe. I wish they would do the finest flashbacks, but as an original release where it's not just on their website. I like the idea of going back to those with the protective cover. I've always wanted to buy those, but I can honestly tell you I've never bought a single product off Topps' website. I just hate the way they do releases. I don't know that I ever will, especially now that they're selling sealed cases. And then they'll just cancel them if they want to. If they don't think they got the price right. And then they relist them at higher. And they just send you an email like, hey, sorry about it. Sorry about that. Your order's been canceled. If you'd like to rebuy later on, we might get the product back up. I just don't trust it, so I don't ever buy anything from their website. But I really do like the finest flashbacks idea. That really brings me back to my childhood. Because, like, I could buy packs of everything for a couple bucks, and then Finest came out. It was like, I don't think I can afford those. My real name in real life, my name's Brian. We went with Rip's Card Rips because I love the show Yellowstone, and Rip is my favorite character. So I was just trying to come up with something creative at the time. And Rip and packs just kind of made sense. So about 2.5, 3 years ago, when we started doing this as a fun thing, we went with that. But my name's Brian. Marco Luciano. What's up, Trev? This case has been better. We got 3 autos. 3 of them. We still got a hot box coming, which should be the last one. Aaron Savali. Oh, not again with the apps to scan. Come on, we're not doing this again, are we? Perdomo. Otani, Julio. Nice to meet you. Appreciate you hanging out in the chat. Trev, you out and about? Tyler Stevenson. Blowing a bubble. White border. Mike, nice to meet you as well. You guys have been great. Case has been pretty good, actually. Comparatively speaking, last night's case was pretty rough. Yeah, I just think Rip's the coolest. Just think he's the greatest. That show was so good. Last season was kind of slow, but it's still the only show that I watch. I do also. Beth is a great character. It's the only show that I watch where I don't fiddle with my phone. Like, I put my phone down, and no matter whether it's boring or slow or whatever, it's the only show where I'm fully focused on it, no matter what. Any other show? Rangers out of $5.99. Jonah Heim. Oh, I'm sorry, that's $9.99. But I love that show. I can't wait for it to come back for the final season. Last couple seasons were kind of eh. I kind of like every character. Even the ones I don't like, I think they're great. I just think it's a really well done show. Freddie Peralta, short print. Eric will love to see that. B. Marsh. Yelich. Cron. CJ Cron. Give us a 4th auto in the hot box, which should be the last box, hopefully. Dansby. Castellanos, Austin Wells, Tyler Stevenson, Tyler Wells. You're gonna be insufferable if he keeps this going, aren't you, Eric? You know I can derail this for you. I'll bet his strikeouts in the next game. I will shut that down for you. I actually thought about it today. I looked at it and I was like, it's tough. Do you? Yeah, I think he's a good character. I actually really liked some of his storylines. Apparently they're doing a spin-off, right? Isn't that what they're trying to do? Or did they already do it? I haven't watched any of the prequels that they did with it. DJ LeMahieu, Curtis Mead. Apparently they were trying to get him ready for a spin-off. I don't know if it ever released or what. Lindor, Pete Crow. Declan Cronin, Smith Schauber, Rowdy Tellez, Quinn Priester. I think it'd be great if he did. Why not? If he does, he'll deserve it. Clubhouse Collection, Teoscar Bat Relic. Bat Relic does not appear to be numbered, but we'll double check. Hopefully we catch an auto, our 4th auto on the way in. That one's not numbered. Last pack of box 11. Again, thanks so much for hanging out. It's been about an hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half tonight. It's about what last night's was. We show every card. We don't just fly through. JT Real Muto. Again, all cards do ship if you watch this back. You're going to get every single card. If you skunk, you'll get some cards. We try to send number cards and autos for skunk spots when we can. Last box coming. We'll do a little randomization of these stamped cards at the end. Oh, so they did release that. Man, I guess I must not have taken because I think I would have heard about it. Frank Tapadino? Bunch of these. Bunch of these. We're going to give these all the same spot tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those will all go to the same spot. We'll do a randomization of those at the very end. Wasn't that last card the Astrodome? I don't know. It was one of those news flashbacks, wasn't it? This was the Superdome in New Orleans. The news flashbacks. All right, good luck on the final box. Should be a hot box. I don't want to say that with all certainty. You just never know. Come on, hot box. This better be a hot box. It is. Last box. That's awesome. Last night it was like the second box. Jorge Soler, nice Henry Davis. Henry Davis spot. 3 hits. Very nice. Henry D from the hot box. There we go. Let's catch. Is that you, Mike? You got Henry Davis? You've had a nice break. You were all mad at me earlier for talking football. Dubon, Keibert Ruiz, Sal Frelick. All right, I love the start to this. Raider Nation, what's up? Nice Frelick. Let's get all the big rooks here. Justin Steele. Soto. Braxton Garrett. I know you weren't. I'm just messing with you. Tristan Casas. Ha-Sung Kim. All right, come on. Let's see an auto in here, please. I would love to see a 4th auto. Jonah Heim. Christopher Morel. Christopher Morel is a stud. Stud. Still a really good buy if you're an investor, if you want my opinion, which you probably don't, but I love Christopher Morel. Blake Snell, damn it. We got a relic. Yelich for Eric. Yelly. Perp. Blake Snell Clubhouse Collection. I was hoping for a 4th auto. You got one. Abrams. Schneider. Will Smith. Jose Fermin. Gunnar Henderson. Nice Juan Soto. Beautiful card. I absolutely love that card. The chrome cards in this, they obviously printed this to the moon. They know it's a big collector's product, but the chrome cards in this I think are stunning. I wish they... Todd's got the Henry Davis spot. Patrick Wisdom. No, he was talking about the Superdome spot. Austin Riley. He was talking about the Superdome spot. Patrick Wisdom. Jesus Luzardo. I'd love to see a chrome Adley. Henry Davis again. Joey Weimer and Carlos Correa joins us here. All right. We're just looking for purple chrome here and maybe another chrome. Maybe they'll throw us a little numbered action in here. Riley Adams, Giancarlo Stanton. We pulled Aaron Judge last night, so we got all the big Yanks. Oops, missed one there. Wilyer Abreu, Nito, Giloff, Frazier, Altman, and Tommy Henry. I would love that, John. I would love that. The low-numbered chromes, the best one I've seen was out of 75 so far. I'd love to pull one better than that. Brandon, Finding Nemo. Gotta love the dad jokes. I feel like I heard Chris Berman do that. I feel like that's where I heard that. Matt Vierling, Logan Webb. And Logan Webb was borderline unhittable a few years ago. I don't know how the start of his season's going, but I should probably check it out. I don't play like fantasy baseball or season long or anything like that. So checking stats is not really my thing. Christian Encarnacion Strand, nice one there. Ink Strand. Got like 8 or 9 packs left if we haven't anything for you. I hope we do here on the way out. Again, thanks so much for joining. If you guys love baseball and you love listening to me yap, or if you just love baseball and you can tolerate listening to me yap, we have 5 cases of Topps Chrome Black coming next week. I absolutely love that product. The checklist is fantastic this year. They've got some inserts, some variations. The auto checklist is awesome. Red Sox out of 575. Masataka Yoshida. It's a cool one. Correa and Byron Buxton. Nice Yoshida. My UFC 300 picks. I don't know about the main event. I think that's a coin flip. I can tell you who I like as a betting underdog is Yuri. I really like Prohaska. Adley, purple. I really like Yuri. I like Andrade on the prelims. I think she wins relatively easily at short odds. I don't know. I started writing them down earlier today, but I gotta go study the weigh-ins and see who had weight cuts the right way. So I can't tell you anything for certain. But the main event, I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion. Kyle Tucker. I think either guy could win that fight rather convincingly. But I'm excited to watch it. I think Justin Gaethje beats Max Holloway. That's another one. I think he crushes Max Holloway. I love Max Holloway too. Spencer Steer. Zach Wheeler. I love Max Holloway. I just don't think he has the power to knock out Gaethje. And I think Gaethje, and he also doesn't really give Gaethje any problems because he's not going to try to take him down. So, and he has no jiu-jitsu. So it's going to be a boxing match. And it's really a guy that's more of a point fighter against a guy that can take a punch and is one of the better leg kickers ever, Bobby Witt Jr., and with knockout power. So I think Gaethje, Prohaska, Andrade would be my core of plays, and then we'll go from there. I gotta figure it out from there. Sean O'Malley, Eric, he's awesome. Brian De La Cruz, Sugar Sean O'Malley. Rafael Devers is one of the more underrated players in baseball, if you ask me. Adley. B. Marsh, Matos, Corbin Burns, Christian Walker, Rogers, and Dansby Swanson. Last pack of the break. Good luck to you. No, he's not fighting. He just won. He just defended the title like a month and a half ago, Eric. He'll be off until midsummer. Cody Lee and Josh Lau closes us out. Give me just a minute. We'll do a quick recap, and then we'll random off these stamped throwback cards. The chat was awesome tonight. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. You guys have no idea, as a breaker, if there's nobody interacting in the chat, how different it is. Appreciate you all. Here we go. None tonight, Eric. Blake Snell, Tay Oscar, Charlie Blackman, Nico Horner, Andres Jimenez. We're going to pull those to the back. Peraza and Contreras. And then we had Adley and Chris Bryant, both hand-numbered out of 99. 4 of 99 for Adley, and Chris Bryant is 58. It's really cool with the hand numbering. I like that. Hits that are not up on the wall. Thank you, JG. Thanks for hanging out. Hope we see you again. Bobby Witt Jr., Steer, Rutschman, Yoshida, Jordan Lawler, Encarnacion Strand, Wisdom, Soto, Yelich, Fralick, and Henry Davis, purple. Jonah Heim to 999, Stevenson, white border, Soderstrom, Harold Ramirez, Ryder Ryan, Cabrian Hayes, Cade Marlowe, Ozzie Albies to 375, Gleyber Torres, black border, John Gray, black and white photo variation, David Hamilton, white border, Giancarlo Stanton, 999, Bader, the duel, which will go to the Bednar spot, Merrill Kelly and Riley are all white borders. Encarnacion Strand is a refractor to 575. Campusano, white border. Rodon is a black and white image variation. Volpe to 575. Otani, white border. Stratton, Meyer, Ramsey are all white borders. Andrew Abbott, love Andrew Abbott. That one is a variation, a color swap variation. Seth Lugo, black border. Oswaldo Cabrera and Nolan Shanuel. White borders, Quentin Priester to 999. Dylan Kramer, Meadows, Dom Smith, and Joey Meneses are all white borders. And here we go, up on the wall. The Henry Davis spot did very well. You've got an image variation and a chrome to 999 on top of the purple. Sal Frelick to 999. Evan Carter, nice auto, nice hit. Colton Cowser to 375, refractor, chrome. Billy Williams, Hall of Fame auto. And a red ink auto, hand numbered to 75. Kyle Harrison. Big hit for the Kyle Harrison spot. Congratulations. Give me just a minute. We'll pull the checklist up and we'll random these 7 off to one spot. These stamped cards that were not on the checklist. They would have been listed otherwise. Just didn't know they were in there. So those will go to one lucky spot. Give me just a minute to grab the laptop and we'll do that. If you're bailing out now, I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you soon. I'll be right back with the random. All right, I'll thank you for your patience. We're going to randomize. These 7 are going to go to one lucky spot in the break. All 7 of those stamped buybacks. We've got the whole checklist here. We're going to roll some dice to determine how many times we're going to randomize this list. We're going 4 times on the full checklist. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. All right. If it lands on a dual spot, we'll just run it one more time. 3. Here we go. Lucky number 4. The Eli Morgan spot will win. If not, Jordan Romano. If the Eli Morgan spot wasn't one that bought, Jordan Romano, Justin Turner, Jamison Tyone, Drury Crawford in that order. All the way down, I know Davis Schneider. So if the other spots above it didn't sell, it'll go. So just in order. But I will... Mike, I love it. Great last comment of the break. So again, I'll run through and see which one of these spots sold. I think Justin Turner definitely did. So it'll go that way. The Chris Bassett, the quad spot won't go. Wasn't a bad case. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of the weekend. These 7 spots will go in that order to whichever spot sold first. We'll see you real soon. Thanks again for joining Rips Card Rips.